So before this video gets started, I just want to hop here and say thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the interactions and for everybody that's subscribed. I really appreciate it so much. And I'm also planning on doing a 100 subscriber special. I plan on doing a Q&A. So if you guys want to send me a question, you can send it to my social media links, which will be down below in the description, or you can just comment on today's video and let me know. Also, this video was filmed before Power Week, so like last week, I guess. Last week or 2 weeks ago. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that disclaimer out there. I've been holding on to this video for a little bit. But yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, let's get back to your back to my YouTube channel. And today, I'm going to be ranking all the Goranger episodes. All 84. So, as you can tell by the title, that's what I'm going to be doing today. And also, as you can tell, I am here with a special guest. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name's Gloria.
You guys may have already seen her in my last couple of videos if you have watched them. But, so yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. Starting off with episode 1. Where would you put episode 1?
I'll put it in a B. What about you?
I mean, I would put it in C because it was kind of rushed, but it established a lot of things. But I'll agree with you, maybe. Moving on, episode 2.
It was also B.
How come you say B? I mean, this is just another basic episode, basically having them defeat all the villains that destroyed the branches in the first 5 episodes. But this episode is supposed to be focused on Shime for a little bit, but what's your thoughts?
I want to say C.
I'll put B. Okay, so this one, episode 3, was a Daita focused episode. So where would you think this should go? Because we all know that you love Daita.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Next up, episode 4. This was the focus episode. I really like this episode personally. And personally, I want to put this episode in A.
Okay.
What would you put this episode? Where would you put this episode?
B.
You said D?
B. Go ahead, put an A.
Alright, episode 5. This was an focused episode, basically focusing on his impulsiveness. And I actually like this episode a lot as well. So where would you put this episode, Gloria?
A.
Okay, I can agree with that. I thought Oscar. We learned a lot about Oscar in that episode. Okay, episode 6. This was just a team building episode, basically. It was really focused on one specific character, I would say. But where would you put this episode?
It could be a C.
Okay.
How you feel?
I feel C is fine. Ooh, episode 7. I actually really did enjoy episode 7. I love the whole plot aesthetic. I thought it was pretty interesting, and I enjoyed my time with this episode. And I thought there was some good moments for some of the characters. So where would you put this episode, Gloria?
A.
I would agree. Had some nice moments. Episode 8. This was basically about a Japanese man or like some type of man trying to visit her daughter, but her daughter basically tried to shut him out her life. So yeah. So where would you put this episode?
A C.
I was actually thinking of B here.
Huh?
I was actually thinking B. But I'll put it C.
Oh.
Moving on, we got episode 9. I mean, I don't really have much to say about this episode, do you?
No.
So where do you think it should go?
A C. How you feel?
That's fine. Moving on, we got episode...
B?
Nah. Alright, moving on to episode 10. This episode was basically about, we see, Bird Mask, trying to, trust this little girl, and we see the Goranger just try to stop him from doing that. Um, and yeah, I thought this was a nice, gave a nice, strong side focus to Peggy, even though the episode's not really focused on her. But I really like the team aspect as well. I really did enjoy my time with this episode. So, Gloria? Do you have any thoughts on this episode?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
And this also introduced the new change to the Goranger Storm, where it changes the colors from each ranger it gets passed to. You remember that, right, Gloria?
Yeah.
Okay, so where would you put this episode?
8.
Moving on, we got episode 11. This episode would basically sees the Gorangers trying to protect this professor. We see a little baby switch here. Asuka end up trying to protect the professor, but Asuka ended up getting injured, etc., etc. The Rangers get the professor back, and this is the episode with Boat's ear mask. So, any thoughts about this episode, Gloria?
No.
Where would you put this episode?
C. How you feel?
I don't know. I'll put this episode in C tier. I agree. Okay, moving on. Episode 12. This episode basically sees Yoko try to save her little brother, Taro. And we got some nice character notes for Kaijo and this was basically a Kaijo and Yoko focus episode. We get to learn more that Kaijo lost his little sister to the Black Cross as well. And yeah, I thought this was a really nice episode. So Gloria, do you have any thoughts about this episode?
No.
Okay, so where would you put this episode?
Like a C. How you feel?
I was gonna go with B.
You could be a B.
Okay, moving on. Episode 13 basically sees the Gorangers basically having to upgrade the Goranger Storm because the monster is too powerful. For this episode, it was Hornet Mask. Hornet Mask was, and this episode also introduced the idea of human detonators because it's like sacrificing some soldiers to explode themselves. But yeah, where would you put this episode?
13?
Yeah.
8? You feel like a B?
I was thinking B.
You could be B.
Episode 14. I know this is one of your favorites, Gloria. You want to explain this episode?
Is that the one with skull masks?
Yes.
I don't remember all the details.
But just you can explain what you like about it.
I do remember like how it took place on Halloween, so it's like that spooky type of theme that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and I liked that.
Okay, so where would you put it?
I say S.
I think it's an A. I think it's an A tier, but I'll give it to you. I really think it's a B tier, but I still would put it in B tier, but I'll agree with you. Episode 6. I said I would put it in B. I gave you S here. Anyways, moving on.
An A.
I'll give you S. Okay, so next up, we got this one. Basically introduces our first general into the series, Sun Halo Max, and we see this episode with Rainbow Max ended up stealing High Balloon. So the Rangers had to work together in order to see the environment. I thought this was a really solid episode. Gloria, where would you put this episode?
A or B.
I'll put it in A. Okay, I really love this episode. This is a Peggy focused episode. Basically, it has Mirror Mask is trying to basically mess with her and everything like that. I thought this was really solid acting from Lisa Kamaki. I just really love this episode and everything about it. So, and I love seeing Sun Halo Mask and Mirror Mask working together. I thought that was really interesting. Gloria, any thoughts on this episode?
Yeah, I actually enjoyed it. That was actually one of my favorites as well. Another one of my favorites.
So, yeah, moving on. Episode 70. This episode basically is another just.
You put it in S already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. This episode basically just says. Um, it's just a normal episode, really. Nothing special happens in it, but I just enjoy my time with it. So, I would put this in B tier. What about you, Gloria?
Yeah, it could be a B.
Okay. So, for this episode 18, basically sees Peggy and Daita end up sneaking in, trying to basically free the children from the monster's control, Cyclops Max control. And yeah, it was an interesting episode. Any thoughts on this episode, Gloria?
Not much.
So, where do you put it?
Episode 18.
Yeah.
How you feel?
I was thinking B tier.
Okay.
Okay, so this one is actually a really interesting episode. This one was with Sword Mask. We have the actress Yuki Kagula here. She is a tokusatsu actress, and it's interesting to see her play like a sort of anti-hero role. Yeah, that's all we have to say about this episode, but it's pretty cool. It's actually interesting. So, Gloria, where would you put this episode?
It could a B.
Yeah. Okay, episode 20. I really like this episode. This is where we see Sentai Mask get Sophia, but he also tricked Kaijo, and Kaijo really feels bad for himself because Sentai Mask took advantage of his kindness. And I just really like this episode. This was well acted by Naoya Makato. It's just really well acted, and I really enjoyed this episode for Kaijo's character as well. So, Gloria, any thoughts on this episode?
Also liked it that as well.
Okay, so where would you put this episode?
Like an A.
I was gonna put him in S tier, but
No, you put it in S.
okay. Episode 21 basically sees us with our first mini arc of the series. Remember that, Gloria? The airship arc?
Yeah.
So where would you put episode 21? This is basically where we see Shime try to protect the doctor and his child, Samu. And yeah. So where would you put this episode?
S.
Where would you put episode 22? This basically just continues the arc. Yeah, I don't have much to say about this episode. So where would you put this episode? Where would you put episode 23? The one that ended dark. This is the first episode we see the air Goranger storm. Yeah. I think this one is a B personally.
Yeah, it's a B.
Next, we got episode 24. This is basically a Asuka focused episode. This is just we see him and Peggy going out to get some type of thing that they have to transfer back to the Goranger base. And then we see Razor Mask stop them and basically say that him and Peggy is on the day or something like that, and that get Oscar mad. This is basically just playing on his hot-headedness. So, Gloria, any thoughts on this episode?
No.
Okay, so where would you put this episode?
That's 24.
Yep.
How you feel? Do you think a B?
I was thinking A.
Yeah, you put A.
Okay. Alright, so oops. Okay, so this is episode 25. Basically, Peggy is the bomb expert. You remember that, right, Gloria?
Yeah.
So basically, the AI mask or lamprey mask was trying to get rid of Peggy so they will be able to disable the bug. I thought this was a really solid episode. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So, Gloria, any thoughts on this episode?
I like that as well.
So, where would you put it?
How good you think it was? You think it was an S or A?
I was actually gonna put it in A tier.
Okay.
Okay, 26. Um, I don't have much to say about this episode. This was just a normal episode of the show. I would just put this episode in C tier personally.
You see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
27. Episode 27 basically sees first. We see Iron Claw Mask break into get into the Goranger base or the Goranger room, and then this is also introduced the first episode to the Goranger Storm New Power Operation. So yeah, Gloria, what's your thoughts on this episode?
Um. Yeah. I liked it as well.
So where did you put this episode?
I like an A.
Okay. Moving on to episode 28. This one basically sees the Go Rangers just trying to save the prisoners that got captured by the Black Cross. Where we see Kaijo trying to infiltrate the base to show the Ranger where it is, and then a big fight scene occurs. And yeah. So where would you put this episode?
It could be.
Okay, so this one is basically the episode with Dora Mask, with the supercomputer and everything like that. And I thought this was just a normal episode of the show, nothing spectacular about it.
I could see.
I agree. Mind Mask. Okay, this is the episode with Mind Mask, and basically they was trying to. The plan for this episode was they was basically trying to set up bombs all over the around the Earth. I mean Japan. So then the transmitter was beside him, so he was trying to blow himself up so he could take out the world with him. I thought this was a really cool episode. So what would you put this episode?
It could be a B or A.
I'll put it in B. This episode basically has the commander get kidnapped by the mask, and basically they're going to basically try to go and save him before they do something to him. So, what would you put this episode?
What episode was that?
31.
A.
Okay, so this episode basically has Shima getting kidnapped to basically General Tulu didn't want him to pilot by balloon, which is a Goranger airship, and also I thought this was a really cool episode for Shima. So where would you put this episode?
A.
Okay, moving on. We have episode 33. I don't really have much to say about this episode. Do you have anything to say about this episode?
No.
So where would you put it?
A B.
Alright.
I feel like it's a C.
Yeah, kind of, but I'll play in B tier. Next up, we have episode 24. This one was a Daita focus episode where we see him basically getting tricked by the mask for this episode, which is Blushing Mask, which I find it interesting. Daita, most of these focus episodes have him just getting tricked, which doesn't really do much for his character, in my opinion. But yeah, what would you put this episode, Gloria?
Let's see. How you feel?
I see it's fine. 35. This one basically sees Asuka getting injured while they was taking on the Black Hawk and everything like that. They had to basically rush an antidote to him before something bad could have happened to him. So where would you put this episode?
Like an A or B?
I'll put it in A. I'll put it A.
Okay.
Okay, so this one is basically episode 36 where Daita. This is basically another where Daita falls in love with this girl and etc. etc. Try to help her. Basically get tricked, but the girl end up helping her at the end of the day, just to defeat Warship Mask. So what's your thoughts on this episode? Do you have any?
I actually like how helpful he was trying to be. I feel like it was an A.
Okay. Moving on to episode 37. This one basically sees the Rangers meeting the Fury for the first time. And yeah, that's basically all I have to say about this episode. So where would you put this episode?
I think it's an A. You think a B?
Yeah.
Okay. It could be a B.
Okay, so this episode basically sees our another like multi-part episode. It's not like a two-parter, but yeah, this is the one with Pirate Mask with the treasure and etc. etc. So what's your thoughts on this episode, Gloria?
39?
Yeah. No, not 39.
Yeah.
38. 38 and 39.
We on 38?
Yeah.
A.
And where do you put 39?
39? I feel like a low B.
Okay. Episode 40. Here we go. I love this episode. I absolutely do. This is where Peggy get manipulated or brainwashed by Iron Cage Mask, and I think this was a really good episode where Peggy and her character and actually her whole entire team too. But yeah, I thought this was strong acted by everybody. So, Gloria, what's your thoughts on this episode?
I feel like it was
Don't worry, I read it there. Anyways, moving on. Episode 41. Basically, this is another just normal episode of the show. Really. Where would you put this one? 41.
B.
Okay. So this one says goodbye to General Temujin, which I'm really sad about, because he's my favorite general of the show. So, what's your thoughts on this episode?
Yeah, it was kind of sad. Not gonna lie.
So where did you put this episode?
I feel like it's an A.
Episode 43 basically has a lot of get introduced. The Goranger suits information gets stolen, so that forces them to make some new Goranger suits and also to get a new Goranger weapon. Basically, Peggy designs the Goranger Hurricane, and we also get new weapons for the Rangers, etc. etc. So where would you put this episode?
B. How you feel?
I feel like it'd be a cool. Next episode, basically, this is episode 44. I mean, this is another just normal episode of the show. I don't have much to say about this episode inherently. So where would you put this episode?
Let's see.
Okay. So this is episode 45, and also this is where we get introduced to that body tank can go underwater. But other than that, I really just don't have much to say about this episode either. Where would you put it?
B.
Okay. Okay, locomotive mask. I really just have fun with this episode. I just enjoy my time watching the episode personally. Where would you put this episode, Gloria? Or what's your thoughts?
What episode?
46. 46.
46. Mm,
Locomotive mask.
I feel like it'd be an A.
I
Kind
just
of.
had fun watching this episode. I enjoy my time. Moving on to episode 47. This is the one where the Goranger commander get captured by the Black Cross, and they have to use the Trojan War strategy in order to trick them and get their commander back. So, what would you put this episode, Gloria?
Or A or B. How you feel?
I'll put it in A tier. Camera mask. I don't have much to say about this episode. This was just a. I don't have much to say about this episode. So, where would you put it?
Like B.
Okay. This is the episode where Peggy and Asa get tricked by the Black Cross to make some type of Frankenstein project, but they really realized it was a trap. So they basically end up triggering their way out. So, what would you put this episode?
That's episode 49.
Yep.
It said A.
Okay.
You feel like a B?
I think A is fine. Next up, we have episode 49. What would you put this one? I mean 50. 50. Episode 50.
Who finished? I feel like a B.
Episode 51 basically sees government mass, and yeah, I don't have much to say about this episode. I liked it, but I just don't have much to say about it. So where would you put it?
Mm, it could be like an A or B. One of those.
I'll put it in A, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is basically episode 52. Where would you put it?
Um, same like the last one, like a B or A. One of those.
I'll put it in B. Alright,
Mm.
so episode 53 basically see baseball match. I really like baseball match dialogue. I like his voice. But anyways, where would you put this episode? Okay, that's fine. Okay, so next up, this is episode 54. This is where General Magma ends up getting defeated by the hands of the Gorangers. This is also where we see their Goranger. They sacrifice their Goranger machines in order to do that, and yeah, and we also get introduced to the Goldman mask in this episode. This is episode 54. So where would you put this episode, Gloria?
A B.
Okay. So this one, episode 55. Gloria, don't you do it just because Daita gets replaced.
C.
You're so petty. Anyways, this is episode 55. Basically, just having a day off. I personally will put this episode D. I just didn't care for it.
What episode?
Actually, no, I'll put it C. This is episode 55. No, 56.
That's the one you put D.
Yeah, I'll put it in C actually. But moving on, episode 55. 57, my bad, 57. I actually enjoyed 57 quite a bit. I actually really did enjoy it. This is basically a costume change episode for Peggy and Asuka. I thought they both did really well in this episode. It's a nice time. I just enjoyed my time with it. So where would you put it, Gloria? Alright, this is episode 58. So where would you put this one?
Episode 50 here, I would say like a B.
Okay. Alright, next up, episode 60. 59, I mean. Where would you put episode 59?
It could also be a B.
What would you put episode 60?
A or B.
I'll put this one in the B tier. And I'll do this one in A. Episode 63.
You skipped over 61?
I did 61. I'll put it in A tier. I really like this episode because Charles Schumann basically did the whole copy of the Goranger Hurricane. I thought that was a really cool idea and it was smart. Moving on, episode 63.
What you said about 62?
60, that's where we're on. 62, I meant, my bad. 62.
It's an S or A.
I'll put it in S. Television Mask, episode 63. Where'd you put it?
A. Like it's supposed to be a B.
I'll put it in B. Moving on, episode 64. Where would you put it?
B.
You said D?
B.
Oh, B. Okay. Episode 65. I just personally need to careful. I'll put it in D tier.
A D?
Yeah.
65?
Yeah. What would you put it?
C.
Okay, I'll put it in C. Okay, episode 64. I mean, 66. What would you put it?
It's a C.
Alright, moving on. Daigoro. This is the episode that Daigoro dies, unfortunately, by Black Cross. And I don't even feel it attaching to Daigoro like I said in my review of Goranger. But because the show failed to make me care about this character. What about you, Gloria?
I agree with what you said, but I'll put in A. Because it was really good.
I would put it in S tier on. No, I put it in A. Episode 60, 67. 68, my bad, 68. I thought this was a really solid episode. Where would you put it, Gloria?
A. How you feel? Like?
I'll put it in A. Okay, so this is the episode where Baitan gets introduced, and that's all I really have to say. Nothing. I mean, this is just a normal episode of the show, so yeah. Where would you put this episode?
A B or C?
I'll put it in C. Episode 80. Where would you put that?
You said 80?
70. My bad, 70.
70? I would say like a B.
Okay. Alright, episode 71. So, where would you put episode 71?
It could also be a B.
Okay, it's a solid episode. Episode 72. Where would you put episode 72?
A. You feel like it's an S?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, moving on. Episode 73. Oop, I already know where I'm putting that one. Wait, where did he go? Oh, here it is. Alright. Anyways, it was just a really solid episode, focusing on Kingdom as having a heart, basically being honorable and everything like that. I just really love that episode. Episode 64. 74. Where would you put that?
A.
Alright, what about 75?
A B.
Okay. Okay, I already know we're going to put 76 and 77.
God.
Boom. There you go. That was just really good episodes. I really enjoyed them. I really recommend those episodes. Those are really solid. Moving on. Well, what would you put up, Gloria?
No, I agree with you.
This is episode 78. Where would you put that one?
A B.
A D?
No, a B.
Oh. I would put it in a C personally, but where would you put episode 80? 79.
79. A B.
Sorry guys for me messing up the episode numbers a lot, but yeah. Anyways, episode 80. This basically sees the Rangers trying to get this time back to his father. But yeah, where would you put this episode?
You could put 78 in C.
Okay. Okay. Alrighty. So 81. I love episode 81. I already know I'm put that one.
Wait, what? I said you could put 78 in C because you said you felt like that was C.
What are you talking about 78? Oh,
Yeah.
I kept it in B tier. That's fine.
Okay.
But anyway, 81 I put S tier.
81?
Yeah. I thought that was just a really good focus, a good episode for Asuka. And was just really well acted by everybody. But yeah. Do you agree, Gloria?
Yeah. Yeah.
Moving on. Okay, so where do you want to put episode 80? 82?
First off, 80, put 80 in B.
Okay.
Now 82 is either B or A.
I'm putting it A. 83. I'm not even gonna ask you for that one.
Oh, wow.
Alphabet, I'm joking. Okay, 84.
Put it in B.
No, it deserves an F. It belongs in F. That's a terrible finale. Fine, I'll put you in D tier. I'll give you D. Well, anyways, guys, that's our list. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy it, let us know in the comment section down below your thoughts on our list, and what were you put these episodes in the comment section down below. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. I will be putting Gloria's description and social media platforms down below in the description. Thank you, Gloria, so much for joining me.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.